ultimate purpose is not survival. It's finding purpose in what you love. I'm pumped to be branching out and being like, hey, we're going to sit down and have a couple-hour podcast.
Is it? Is it, dude? Jesus Christ. I just talked for 5 minutes. I'm like, is it though? I've always been inspired.
I got up to pee in the middle of it and still was like,
so greasy. I think it was like her getting
I was like tired.
But we were like, I think we did like 3 hours and 40 minutes or something, which is like, I could talk to Kate forever because we're both comics. So like, there's nothing that anytime one of us says something, it's like, oh, and then it just never stops.
I think I said 5 words
Did you?
the whole time.
Which is
Can I get a word in, please?
Which is a new record, by the way.
Not true.
High or low?
Hi. She's always like, you don't let me talk. And I'm like, I'm not going to ask you. You got to
jump in.
You just got to get in there, dude. Fucking cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks
dude.
for having me.
Fucking Devin, we talked about it, but I'm going to say it on the podcast. So I'm having Devin fucking jump in eventually because he's the one that put me onto your store, man.
Thank you.
You're fucking, where you at? You're in Royal Oak, right?
Yeah. Yep. We just opened in December, 4314 Rochester Road in Royal Oak. So it's like 13 and a half miles. There's a Green Lantern Pizza, and we're in that same little plaza. And shout out Green Lantern Pizza. I mean, when we were building out the space, we lived off some Green Lantern Pizza. But now that we're open, they like hook it up. We do an event every Thursday. They sponsor pizza and
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
very,
killer.
very nice with the homies. They even like walk it down for us.
No shit.
Yeah, we're like 4 doors down. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm not gonna complain because I love pizza. It's my favorite food.
Hell yeah, dude. So you grew up skateboarding and.
Yeah, a little bit. I played traditional sports growing up, and like when I was younger, me and my cousin we'd skateboard, ride BMX bikes, and just like loved being outside and doing that. And then just was always attracted to like starting a clothing brand. And since I was like in middle school, maybe, then in college, my brother and I, we started it and have been doing it ever since. We've been doing it 12 years. So I was just always attracted to like the snowboarding, surf, skate culture. Loved like what it stood for. It was like we just wanted to start our own brand. We went to school for business, and instead of having like an internship, a traditional one, I was like, why don't we just start our own brand? That'll be our internship, and learn that way. So yeah, that's how it started, and got more into it. Like really started skating again, like in my 20s. So yeah, it's a blast.
Hell yeah, dude.
How were you doing it before the store
Come on
opened?
in.
Online and other retailers carried us. What's up, Kenny?
Hello, buddy. I'm Devin.
Nice
to
beanie.
meet you,
I see. I told you somebody was rocking our beanie.
Oh yeah, I had to throw it.
You had to go
I
find
it. I got your yellow one too.
Do ya?
From Holly.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Those are from like 2 seasons ago. I love that. It's a great beanie.
Yep.
But yeah, we were online and carried in other retail stores. So
Okay.
that's always been our business. And then we opened up our own brick and mortar in December. We signed the lease in July. I thought we'd be open by Labor Day, and we were open like 5 months later. So I was a little ambitious. But
Dude.
learned a lot in the process. So, yeah.
Dude, that's fucking scary. 5 months, like waiting for like, come on, man,
Yeah.
we gotta get this
It
fucking
was like
going.
stuff with the city and just like permits and like stuff that's completely out of your control. That you learn
Yeah.
as you're doing that sort of thing. Like you can only move
Watch
so
your head.
fast.
Oh my god.
And then the ball's in other people's courts sort of thing. So
And
but-
Royal Oak, dude, I'm sure there's a ton of red tape now that it's like the fucking mini mecca or whatever for.
It was an extended process, and it's not a huge. They have a whole list of things, and it's not as huge a priority for them as it is for you.
Right, right.
And they have their own schedule and just move a little.
They're like,
slower than.
who are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not prioritizing Skroove. We got another B-dubs to put in.
Yeah, you got to wait on a list. So we had to submit these architect plans, and we submitted them, and we had to like resubmit them because the architect didn't label where the checkout counter was going to be. So then we had to go back to like the bottom of the queue and wait again. It's like these little just
Is that
things. It was pretty,
intense?
Yeah. Then we got our inspection, and then they did the inspection. They hardly like looked at anything. It was like pretty easy. Like I was like stressing, but it was way more simple than I thought. He goes, oh, okay, just like switch the lock so you can't lock yourself in accidentally, and just do it this way. So it's like it can be a push door if there's an emergency, and then like that was it. So I called a locksmith. Like that day, he came out like 2 hours later, and I was like, can you come back tomorrow and give us like our certificate of occupancy so we could be open.
Yeah.
So we were trying to get open like as soon as possible, and he did.
Yeah.
So yeah, like once we got it, like it really wasn't that bad. It was just like a couple things in the process that just took a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We wanted it. So I'm not going to go off on a fucking full on tangent about the office or our studio. I probably am. but we wanted to move down to Royal Oak because I'm a comic and then we have musicians on or whatever, like small business owners. If you're, got a cool vibe, I've had like insurance agents reach out to ask if they could be on. I'm like, fucking, what am I going to talk to you about? How you're just stealing money? I fucking have no interest in that at all, But like, anyway, to land my fucking plane, we were like, we should move closer to the city because it's going to be easier to get people on, especially like guys doing Mark Ridley's or the Royal Oak Music Theater or whatever. And, but we ended up getting another fucking studio up here, up in bumfuck Michigan.
Where do you guys live?
We're
live
here.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're like 2 miles from here. And then the new studio, we're even closer to that. Like,
Oh,
we're
so
like,
you actually already found it, the new studio?
yeah, we signed it. I actually paid for the down payment today to get into the new studio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just the shit hit the fan here. I was telling you outside, like we're in like a passive aggressive war
With your neighbors?
with my neighbors. Yeah. Well, first of all, the fucking damn it. Here we go.
Every episode is going to have this until we move.
Until we move. Yeah. Fuck yeah, because it's bullshit.
Do you think
dude.
they listen? Are they active listeners?
I
to your
fucking
show?
I'm gonna send it to them directly.
a
I'm gonna
possibility.
drag the name of the fucking landlord here, Norm. He's a fucking dumbass. And the business owner out here, I don't know her name, but I'm just gonna call her cunt because it's easy to remember. But these fucking we're in an office building, and we have a big hallway. It's like the common area hallway is like fucking 20 feet wide and like 60 feet long, and they leased it out as a retail store. And like obviously as a podcaster I need quiet, so I'm like, all right, well that sucks, but maybe we can work together when I'm finding this out. But the way that she went about it was so aggressive and shitty. I'm like, oh fuck you, I'm never working with you. Like we put out that sign, it's literally a picture of James Stewart with Stephen Colbert's finger on his lips, and it says shush, we're recording. You are not going to put a sign out that tells my customers to be quiet.
Oh, jeez.
What? That's basic courtesy of like a neighbor,
Yeah.
And by the way, we're here like twice a week. You can't deal with that for 2 hours twice a week. So she sends me this fucking ChatGPT generated letter. I would love to diligently work together and foster relationships and blah blah blah. But essentially the meat and potatoes of the letter was, you're going to do what I want, and that's just how it is. And it was like, fuck you.
How long have you guys been here?
Dude, like 4
Since
months.
December.
Oh.
Yeah.
Geez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, like we just got this one done. This suite wasn't available when we first moved here, so we were in one of the smaller rooms across the hall, and it wasn't big enough. And then when we found out that we could take this for not that much more money, we're like, fuck yeah, let's jump on it. That's awesome. We'll be able to like because the goal was to have a section of the studio to do music because we have musicians on. It's like, all right, let's have a jam session.
Oh, nice, cool.
Have guitar players come on, and then I jam with them. We record a little like kind of like a live at Daryl's kind of thing, and it's not gonna happen now because of this whole situation.
Gotcha.
Man, it just got shitty and weird, and like
Can you do that in your new space, do you think?
it'll be tight.
Yeah,
It'll be
it's,
tight.
it's smaller, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Still in like Waterford?
yeah,
Is it?
yeah. But it's right next to my favorite bar, so I'm not,
Oh,
I'm not
nice.
mad about that.
What bar is that? Shout 'em
Shark
out.
Club.
Oh,
Shark
okay.
Club-
Yeah,
Shark
yeah.
Club's
All
my
right,
place,
right on.
man.
Yeah.
But
I've been there like once.
Yeah.
I think once or twice. Coming back from Alpine Valley.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Alpine.
Yeah.
The vibe there is a little weird now because like no one that we went to school with works there anymore. Like
So you can get free drinks, you're saying?
no, I never got free drinks. All I did was like pay for my friend's car notes by drinking too much,
I think
But-
a couple of them still do.
Yeah, Taylor works there still,
I think
but
Paige does.
Paige does. But like, I don't know. I guess the only ones
Not me.
Ashley and Taylor are gone, which like those were my two
It's
like
more the
buddies.
younger generation than.
Yeah, it's weird because like now I go in there, it's like 20-year-olds and
Or
I'm
you go to
32,
Royal.
so I'm like, fucking kid, get away from me. You have
Now
nothing.
you're the grumpy old man.
Dude,
Bart.
I'm like, you have nothing I want to hear you say. There's no stories you're gonna tell me that I want to hear. I want a weathered. I'm a pipe fitter.
Okay.
So we go to these janky fucking shithole bars.
I love my girlfriend and I. We love dive bars.
Yeah. So like I go to like Mr. K's and E-Course like by the steel mill, and it's just like you walk in there and just the owner's mad that you showed up.
Yeah.
Amanda's just like, I'm like, what's up, dude? She's like, fucking, what do you want? That's the kind of bar I want to go to.
Yeah.
We were at Yield Saloon last night.
That's
and
where my girlfriend and I met. I used to live like 2 blocks from Yield.
You guys met at Yield Saloon?
Yeah.
That's
I love
hilarious.
Yield Saloon.
we were there last night, and we were like, "Where's the bathroom?" And my friend's like, "Well, it might be outside right now."
I thought she was
it
fucking
is.
with me because
But-
I asked.
So we're not really sure.
Dude,
But
like I started, like I've lived in Royal Oak for like, I don't know, 8 years now, whatever. And I lived with like my best friend and my brother. We lived at like Lincoln and Campbell. We didn't really go to Yield that much because it was just like far enough away from downtown. We go to the other bars, whatever. But then I moved like in those brick condos right by 696, like Allenhurst, right by like the LA Fitness. Then our office used to be above Tom's Oyster Bar, so I would like pass Yield Saloon like every day. I'm like, this is gonna be my new like watering hole, you know. And then it was our spot, and I like told my buddies like, dude, you guys got to come here. It's like the greatest dive bars, like pool table one, and then PBR and draft. It's like that's all I need. That's what I consider a great. And it's like 250 beers,
Yeah.
So like we made like really good friends with them, and then I met my girlfriend there, and then we threw 2 summers ago. We threw the Skroove Summer Bash, we called it. We like took over the parking lot, and like Modern brought in like their taco mini ramp.
Oh hell yeah!
And we had a like skate demo there. Cornhole, a bunch of stuff outside. They brought a bar outside. Then our buddy's band played in the parking lot. Shout out Pew Pew Pew. I don't know if you guys know them, but
No, but I'm gonna write that down.
I've heard of them.
they're a Toronto punk rock band. Yeah,
Okay.
That's
they have a song called Mid-20s Skateboarder. You should check it out. So they're very cool, and they remastered the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, and like came back out with them for Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
Their song was featured in the remastered version.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So it's like PKEW. Like Pew 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 is how you spell.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
band name. But yeah, they performed there. We threw a cool party. So Yield is the spot. But we went there in St. Pat. I don't go there as much. I live like a mile away now instead of like 200 yards. But I'm on like 11 mile. But so we just don't go there as often. But we went there for St. Patrick's Day, and they have that like new little patio that they're building out there, and they're redoing the bathrooms and all that. And I like looked at him. I'm like, it's kind of almost getting too nice now. Like I told my buddies when we first went there, I goes, you guys, like this is the spot. You got to come here. And he goes, like the only thing it's like missing is like one of the urinals because there's like 2 urinals and one of them was just broken off the wall. Dude, and it was just like perfect. It fits the vibe.
Oh man, that's the kind of bathroom I want.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I you know what's funny is that when we went there, obviously we have the podcast, we have like stickers on us, and we'll like fucking sticker slap wherever we go. And she's like, oh, the bathrooms are brand new. They're prime for us. And I'm like, so I went in the bathroom and I'm like, it's like nice blue tile. And I'm like, I'm not fucking this up. Like
yeah.
someone else
You
has
gotta-
to,
dude.
someone has to carve like a swastika into the tile before I'm going to put a sticker
There's got to
on
be
it,
other. There has to be other graffiti in the bathroom before you sticker slap.
Right.
So, you ever been to Jay's Penalty Box in Ferndale?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my brother and I, we went to college at Saginaw Valley. We moved down to
Hey,
this
that's where I
area.
went.
Really?
Yeah.
That's VSU. That's where we started Skroove at. So we went to school up there, my brother and I, Tyler, and we're business partners. We moved down to Ferndale to like grow our business after college. And we lived at like 9 in Pinecrest. So like we were walking distance from all the bars downtown Ferndale. And Jay's was like our spot. So we just like dive bars with cheap beer, a good sports bar. And like I always carry like a Sharpie in my pocket. And we went to Jay's and there was like graffiti on the bathroom. So somebody might have wrote Skroove like on like the wall, And I get like a Facebook message from this Janice lady. She's like, hey, how do I buy a t-shirt? And I'm like, oh, you just go on our website right here. And she's the owner of the bar. She goes, oh, I think one of you guys graffitied my bathroom. I'm like, oh, like, sorry, I saw some other graffiti. I was like, I'll come clean it up, And she was like all mad at us or whatever. So I went there with like rubbing alcohol and whatever. And I like cleaned up my graffiti. And there was other graffiti. That's why I did it. Because I was like, this is kind of like a shitty dive bar, Like
Right.
people do this at these type of bars. Yeah. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like I'll go clean it up. So I cleaned it up.
not a dick.
And then, I just wrote like Skroove on the wall. And then she ended up loving us. Like after that, like, She loved us, and then we did like a collab, like Skroove Jay's penalty box, like hoodies and T-shirts that like the staff all wore. So it was like I was like there was like graffiti, whatever, but I cleaned it up, won her over, and then we did like a collab and had like a great relationship for like the year that we lived there with them.
Oh,
but yeah,
awesome.
it was funny that like I was like, yeah, I'll do it here.
Wait, so she duped you at first. She was like,
yeah.
how do I buy a T-shirt?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah. Then you're
Yeah,
like,
just
you fucking
just like go to Skroove. I was like, kind of a weird question because like you could just Google our website, And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's like
That was.
I think you guys graffitied our bathroom. I did. Sorry, but I'll come clean it up. So I cleaned up my graffiti and the other graffiti, but then we became buddies after that. So it's funny how it worked out.
That's hilarious. You were living me and his fucking like 16-year-old dream, by the way,
Which is
having a skateboarding company or having a clothing company.
Yeah.
We had like 3 different business ideas where we were like, oh, we're gonna fucking take over the industry, dude. And like
Money Shots was the best.
Money Shot. Yeah, we had
clothing brand.
Yeah, Money Shots was.
The video was right between the eyes. We have the demo on YouTube, so don't we?
Yeah, it's garbage. It's fucking garbage.
It is, but
It's like
You can
try.
find it if you Google it, YouTube, search it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's out there.
Yeah, fucking Money Shots clothing. Yeah,
How long did it last?
fucking
years?
video.
Did you actually have shirts made?
No.
Oh.
No, I bought. So for my dad would always for Christmas he would always be like, just tell me what you want. And for that year when we started, so Parafron was the one that we actually tried on, like Parafron, and it's still my fucking email to this day. It drives me nuts because I have to I'm like, it's a stupid made up fucking word. I've been having to explain it to people for 15 years. Yeah. But anyway, so like my dad would always just be like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? Instead of just surprising you with shit like you should.
Yeah,
And,
like Santa should.
So I was like, I just want blanks, like Santa should. Yeah. So I'm like, I want blanks,
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, like what sizes?
Yeah.
Just send me the links. I just sent him like I found like a blank company online. It was like 775, 825, 8s, and fucking just give me like an even amount of each. Do you remember this? I used to go through boards like every week because I was just like, fuck it, I got 1,000 of them.
Just had a history on Facebook come up, and you were randomly asking me a 7.8 or an 8.0. That's all you asked me on Facebook.
That sounds right. Yeah. Well, I would have never skated a 7.8. I would have skated a 7.75.
It was 7 something. I don't know.
7.75. It would have been.
But I think we were jumping up from a 7.5 to an 8.
We were all scared to go to the 8s, and now these kids skate like fucking 9s.
I think I'm going to buy an 8.
Those
though,
heroin
this
boards
summer.
are like huge.
They're
Like
fucking they're like surfboards, and we were both like, dude, I don't know if I'll be able to kickflip if I go from a 7.75 to an 8.
Wish we might actually have been
It's
better.
literally a quarter-inch different. It's like, dude, it's gonna be completely different. The board I have now is an 8.25, and I'm like, it feels like I'm kickflipping a fucking like a sheet of plywood.
Yeah, that's what I ride, and a lot of my buddies ride, and I don't think you really don't see anybody riding smaller than like an 8 like anymore.
I know, and he skates.
wanna get in.
You were skating fucking 7.5s and 7.75s.
You still?
No, I think I still do. I think that DGK board I have.
Really?
But I think I need to get a Plan B that's an 8.
Why playing
Some slappy trucks. Because I miss Plan B.
Sheckler's not even on there anymore.
I don't
and you
care.
can't ride that dick if he's on a different.
I
company.
like the Plan B boards. It's better than chocolate.
It was never about
They
the
do have
board.
good. I do like a
Chocolate snaps. All the other ones snap. Plan B seemed to last the longest. No matter
last
what.
really
Just
long.
because I had Sheckler on it doesn't matter.
You're so full of shit. You
Wait,
rode that
you
dick.
waited
So
out-
I'm not out buying Zero board right now, am I? No.
he asked me if he sent me a screenshot of a board he was about to buy.
I did not.
Today?
No.
It was
I
a
showed
fucking
him,
zero board with a
Bam.
cross on it that had
His Bam's on
Sheckler's.
Zero now, and so is Sheckler.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I didn't know Sheckler was. I thought he had his own board company.
No, he shut it down. He shut down Sandlot
Yeah, I was gonna
times,
say,
and
they
then
called
he joined up with Zero.
Oh, really? Well, you wait about 60 days. We'll have some Skroove decks that we're working on that are made in Michigan with Michigan maple.
Well, then I'm gonna come and get a Skroove deck.
Yeah. Come by the shop.
have to.
We're-
I'm fact checking you because last time you talked about skateboarding, I
did
yelled
not.
at by
That was
Tom
true.
Asta.
It was true.
You fuck.
It was literally on Mikey Taylor's podcast that I was telling the story from. So yeah,
You got so much of it wrong. I got
Nope.
fucking drug in the comments.
they were drunk at Woodward Camp, and you can't tell me anything else. Because
They
pro
weren't.
skater, yeah, they were.
They
Pro
weren't. And Chris
skateboarders
Cole
at
was not
Woodward.
there.
Chris Cole was, because Mikey Taylor literally said that. Go watch the podcast.
Dude,
Go watch podcasts, Mikey
I
Taylor.
had to put out an apology,
Mikey
a
Taylor
public
had to wake
apology
up.
because of how wrong you are about this.
Nope. Go watch Mikey Taylor's podcast on the Mike Mo accident.
All right, let's. All right, we're done. 19 minutes. We're done. We're gonna go watch another podcast.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. Until next time.
Dude.
How many episodes of this podcast have you guys done?
We're on like 55 or something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you start it just since you've been in the studio, or was it a thing before you guys were here?
So me and my brother started it last January, I think. And it was just like I have 3 kids. I combined my boys into one bedroom and took over my little guy's bedroom. And just like hung a bunch of random bullshit in his bedroom and made it look cool. And me and my brother were doing it over a card table.
Nice.
He came home and he was like, "Oh, I was just on the phone with Chris and we're gonna start a podcast, so I'm gonna go rearrange the rooms." And then one night, the house was different.
Oh, I went full psycho mode. Yeah, I have this gear where I like completely unlock like how psychotic I can be, and then it was like. Me and Chris talked about it, and then we like confirmed, and then I talked to the boys. I go, "Hey, are you guys okay with sharing a room?" And they both got excited about it. I was like, "All right, stay the fuck out of the way." And then
Don't be too loud when Dad's recording.
Oh, dude, I used to have to send everybody like, "You guys have to leave for 2 hours." Like she would like, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm recording." She's like, "Oh, so I can't be home. I can't watch TV. I can't do, I can't even have the air conditioning
She
on."
got your Jon Stewart little thing out in the hallway of your house.
Right. She's like, "This is my hallway." But yes, and so me and my brother did I don't know, maybe 25 or something. No, probably less than that. But 20-ish episodes or something together. And like we always wanted to start a podcast just because felt like we had interesting conversations, and we like to there's always like a little friction and like conflict in our conversations because we disagree on a lot of shit, but it's in like a healthy way, like like I'm trying to grow way for the most part. But he's the kind of guy he has a hard time being vulnerable. And like, so he'll be vulnerable with me because I'm his brother, so like we'll have these conversations where we're exploring ideas and he might change the way he thinks about something. Like we had an episode where the entire episode was me arguing unionism with him. Like I'm pro-union, I'm a union pipe fitter, and he was against unions because he's a non-union machinist. So he was like, I don't fucking see the point. You're just basically giving the power to somebody else. Anyway, we had these interesting conversations, but he would be vulnerable with me, but then he would realize that it was public and after the fact.
So I'm gonna say like it's on the internet forever, like everything.
And so he would call me and he'd be like, "Dude, I felt like you were talking to me like I was stupid, or I said this and what I meant to say was this and I didn't articulate it right." And I think he just got in his head about it and he was like, "I just can't do this. I can't do this anymore." And the way he went about quitting the show was shitty, if I'm being honest with you, but because he's got a following because he does music. And he just like put out a statement. He never talked to me about it. Like 2 months before that, he was like, "Hey, I feel like you're pushing me out." And I'm like, "I'm not pushing you out. This is what we're building together. I would never push you out." And then the dust settled. And then he puts out a statement out of nowhere and was like, "I'm stepping down from Good Times Noodle Salad." I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" And like, do you remember what it said? Because I remember feeling like it made me sound like a criminal.
I don't remember exactly what it said, but yeah, it made it sound like you were like this awful person and you were really mean to him over like
it was like it made me sound like it was like he was stepping down because I was problematic, and I was like, "What?" I don't know how he worded it. I think if I looked for it hard enough, I'd be able, but whatever.
Well, I almost didn't come on here because of that statement.
I know. That's hilarious. Dude, fucking. But I was like, "What the fuck?" Like you're gonna put out like a public statement before you even have a conversation with me, and I've like put all this money and time and effort into the podcast. I was bitter. I didn't talk to him for a while.
It was super random too, because like we had just all gone out, like 2 nights before.
Like 2 days before, we were like drunk at the bar, like scream laughing, just shitting on each other, and then it was just like, what the fuck happened, And so like, after we kissed and made up after a couple of months, I was like, so what the fuck happened? And then, we kind of figured out like, all right, you're not the personality type that can be vulnerable in public, and that's fine, And then we bought a house and fucking got busy as shit for like 6 months, and it was like, all right, it's time. We're good now. Like the dust has settled on our life, the chaos, let's start it back up. So we got a studio and we've been back at it for like 3 months. And in the 3 months, we went from like getting friends and family views, like 40 views, 50 views maybe on everything, to like now we're hitting like 2 million views every fucking couple of months. Like every, the metrics are all like 90 days.
Like on Spotify?
No,
iTunes?
fuck no,
Or
dude.
like-
I'd be rich if that was what was happening.
That'd
No,
be
like
nice.
on the videos.
Oh,
On
nice.
our videos
Okay.
across all platforms, we're getting like 2 million views every 90 days, which is
nice. That's
fucking,
awesome.
Yeah, it feels great.
Instagram, YouTube, and like TikTok? Is that where
Yeah.
you post it all?
Yep. So
And just like the clips you're saying?
yeah, well, combined the clips and the long form shit doesn't get views like that, which
And that just lives on YouTube?
yeah,
Does it?
yeah, like those are literally like 100 views.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like it's hard to what's the fucking word? It's hard to convert the shorts viewers to the long form viewers.
Which
So-
everybody's. I feel like just wants to see shorts
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
now.
That's the
Well, everything I've read about like trying to
Motto now.
convert is
Yeah.
like it's expected that whatever your shorts do, you're gonna do 100,000 times what you're gonna do on your long form videos until people seek out the audio for the show, and
Do you upload just the audio to Spotify and
Yeah.
iTunes? Okay.
Oh yeah. We're on everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So we use a distributor, so we're on everything. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can
Nice.
download the show. But then you can also watch the full episodes on YouTube. And,
Yeah.
yeah, and then whatever we decide to clip out, which is the most toxic thing that happens during the
The
podcast.
most clickbaity thing possible.
Pretty much.
So let's talk about ice, so we can get some views. But fuck yeah, dude,
No
yeah.
ice.
Well, that's why, like I told you, my brother and I, we had a podcast for like 45 episodes. And we did it just for the fun of it, And this was it was before COVID, 9 years ago. And it was more for the fun of it. And it was like to just open people's eyes. It was called What's Your Skroove? And we interviewed artists, athletes, creators, and musicians, kind of like you, like creative people that were pursuing their passion. But it was a cool way just to connect with people and hear other people's story and whatnot. But it was like, it wasn't really like we never monetized it or anything like that, And at some point it was just like, all right, this is just, we're spending hours editing this thing,
Yeah.
And it's like not really getting a lot of views and all that. So then we just ended up stopping it. But
It's
yeah.
a ton of work.
It is. Yeah. Now like there's like a lot of software, AI software, you can just like, it'll edit it for you, pick out like the 5 most interesting like points in the conversation, and it gives you your 5 clips and all that.
Yeah.
So it's gotten a lot more efficient. But yeah, I'd have to sync up the audio, watch all 2.5 hours, and like click in between each person talking, because I was like, if we're gonna put the video out, it's gotta be good,
Right.
And it was a lot. And at the time, we did like a video called 60 Seconds of Skroove for like 1,001 days straight. It's like when Instagram first got video, we made like a video every day of our life. So like we were producing like a shit ton of content. And my brother started like a vlog, and we moved down here. And it was just like, all right, we got to like kind of pick and choose where we're spending our time, because there's like so much stuff getting edited.
Oh, man.
And like,
Dude, it's
some stuff's
daunting.
getting views, some stuff's not. So it's like, we're, how are we spending our time and energy
Yeah.
here?
So like, if I feel like every guy, once he starts making money, he starts to spend his money on other shit that he likes doing. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, like all my buddies, became journeymen. Now they're buying cars, or they're fucking buying bikes, or they're, now we golf because we're too fucking old and fat to skateboard. But like,
Hey,
you
well,
fucking,
hey,
I'm
we're
skinnier than I
wor-
was in
we're
high
working
school.
on,
I mean-
We're working on our the Skroove Golf Club right now. We're working on our golf line, so we're dropping a golf line. So you guys,
Fuck yes.
you guys
That's
have to check
awesome.
out the golf
We're
line.
gonna have to
Yeah,
check that
fuck
out.
yeah, dude. But yeah, I tell you what, we talked about this. There is a massive market that's being missed in golf, because everything that has the word golf on it for some fucking reason is $75 or more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get into that's the market. I think like if we ever get serious about
I
doing
think
clothes,
the name brand I have is a good idea.
yeah. But getting into
What is it?
keep
I'm
it
not gonna
secret.
steal it.
But if you can get into the market where it's like, hey, this is for the regular guy, not the fucking, not the white collar douchebags, like for the
Or the country club.
yeah, like the not necessarily blue collar because it's a fucking whatever.
It's like the country club adjacent, like
Yeah.
And there are a lot of golf brands, and like worlds are like merging. There's since COVID, like a lot of people got into like snowboarding, more people got into skateboarding, and a lot of people got into golf. You know, just having to be outside and just people had money and all that. But you see it just in the fashion, like the streetwear, like Melbourne. I don't know if you're familiar with like Melbourne. It's a high fashion, not high fashion. It's a very forward fashion golf brand.
Yeah, no, I know about both.
Yeah, and they did a collab with like Girl Skateboards, and like
Oh,
Sean
really?
Matho was like they did a collab deck and some like streetwear, golfwear sort of stuff.
Man.
So like those worlds are like merging.
How weird is that?
Yeah, but it's like that's where it's at now, you know?
Yeah.
And I think they did one with like Santa Cruz last year too. So it's like, and that's what we kind of realized is we golf, like we've gotten into golf in like the last 5 years, and it's fun. We do it with our buddies who are like great golfers, like scratch golfers. And it's just something fun to do during the summer. You get to be outside with your buddies, you know, you get to go drink and, you know, do something kind of competitive and just
Right.
drive around in a golf cart.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we snowboard during the wintertime, but like 8 months out of the year, it's either skateboarding or like we're golfing. So like, let's design clothes for that type of person, you know? So that's where we haven't really dropped it yet, but that's where we're going with our golf line. It's for snowboarders who golf is like the genre and the style of clothes that we're coming out with.
It's fucking
That'll be
there's-
so much better than the golf clothes, like the regular.
Yeah, and there's definitely like people like those worlds are just merging.
Yeah.
You know? So we're trying to design some clothes that fits that style of person.
Yeah. That's
Because
fucking
I feel like-
sick.
we go and do it, and like we're not super like snooty. We go out. I have my